Here is silver on the daily time frame priced in USD. Could be heading under $30 again, which I think is a pretty darn good bargain. Let me know in the comments what you think. We'll take a look at silver today. We're going to also take a look at, of course, gold as well. And we'll take a look at Ethereum as well and see if 15,000 USD is a reasonable target for Ethereum. Look, use the time codes if you're watching on the replay, but if you're watching live, you get to enjoy every single thing we do here at Good Morning Stackers with me, Joe Main. Let's get straight into silver. Daily time frame, $30.28 US cents. We've just had this move right here. Fake out central right here. We're using the tradingview.com website. So we have this support level of $29.80 that has remained the line in the sand so far. We broke a couple of times and closed a couple of days above the $31 US level, which is the one that we really needed to hold above. Okay, tensions in Ukraine and Russia, etc., bombs, missiles, the whole deal. That was what was propelling the price of gold up. We'll take a look at that too. But oftentimes, from a failed move, it's a failed move to hold, is a fast move in the opposite direction. We're back down to that $30 area. People are saying it won't go under 30 again. We'll never go under 30. I'm not so sure about that. I think it's more likely than not because we've had this move. Now, of course, I could be completely wrong. We might just fake out from here and completely go back above $31. That's what we would need to see. So I remain with that. 31 is your final hurdle to say that we need to close above and do it multiple days. Okay, no fake outs, please. And preferably you need to close it on the weekly time frame. So let's take a look at the weekly. That's not looking good. Not looking good in terms of if you want to see the price go higher. Okay, if you're looking just dollar cost averaging, completely fine. And if you're looking to load up the truck a little bit lower, again, anything under $30 is pretty much a bargain when you look at it over the longer term. Could we certainly get down to the best buy zone? Yes, that's absolutely doable. And of course, as I've been saying, you start closing weeks, or particularly you close this month. Weeks and months are the longer time frames are more predictive, I guess, or more indicative of the trend. If you close weeks or months below the $29.80 level right there, that's a key spike back in April of this year. You start closing below there, we are heading down. That's pretty much a guarantee that we'd be heading down to the best buy zone, which is 28, anywhere down to 26 US dollars. So yeah, anything under 30 though, this $29.80, $30 mark is a bargain for silver. Now, bargain is a subjective term. What's one person's bargain is not another person's bargain. But anything under here, when you look at it in the long term, over the next 10 years, imagine in 10 years' time, let's at the monthly time frame. Imagine in 10 years' time, what are we talking? 2034, okay? Imagine, and I do believe, and most people do believe, that precious metals will be going through a bull era, just little blips along the way. Imagine being in triple-digit silver, whatever that is, that multiple triple-digit silver in 10 years' time, and looking back and going, man, silver was at $30 US. Silver was under $30 US. I was buying silver at under $30 US. I mean, you've got to think about the long term. So anything under here, anything under that $30 and really $31, I think is probably more logical to say, because I have been talking about the $31 final hurdle. But anything under here, it's a bargain. Okay. Now, do you happen to be playing other things to up your precious metal stack? I happen to be. Again, we'll take a look at Ethereum and some crypto a little bit later in the show, but that's where we are. Silver, I think we'll hit under 30. I could be completely wrong, but if you don't want to see that happen, you need to see 29.80 hold. Okay, I'm more likely thinking that we head down on the relative strength index on the daily time frame. We are still trending down on the 4-hour. We are still trending down. You've got room to move into extremely undervalued or extremely oversold on the 4-hour time frame for silver. The only saving grace I would say would be the 1 hour, which we've already gone into extremely oversold already. Okay, so a pump today back to the $31 level, yeah, that's a possibility, but what you would want to see is that break above and do that rather than doing that. Okay, you do that, down to at least 28 US dollars. And again, if you're dollar cost averaging, doesn't really matter anyway. You're thinking about it for the long term. That is silver. So my thoughts, as I've been saying since I think the short-term peak in gold when we hit $2,790, 80% sure that we're seeing lower prices from there, and we have seen some pumps along the way, but yeah, I think the technicals give way. So we are heading down, in my humble non-financial advice opinion. Who the hell am I? I'm just a guy. I'll tell you more about me in just a second. So that's silver. Watch for $29.80 to be the line in the sand. Watch for $31 to crack above there, and then we'll talk higher prices from there. Yeah, good. That is silver. We'll take a look at gold and Ethereum as well. But first, I've got to say hello to my GMS family, and what we need to do is the synchronized slurp. So please grab a tasty beverage, whatever that is for you, wherever you are in the world. The rule is you must slurp it synchronously together. It is the honest system. You must do it audibly. If you're in a meeting, you're in the shower, are you asleep? Well, you can't do it when you're asleep. You know what I'm saying, people. Are you enjoying a lovely meal with the family? I don't care. You've got to slurp it right now. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, slurp it. Ethereum coming right up. Who am I? I'm Joe Main. I've worked in the precious metals industry here in Australia for 11 years. I worked at Goldstackers, then Bullion Now. I launched and grew their YouTube channel. You've seen their YouTube channel? That was me, baby. And I worked at Ainslie Bullion as well. I revitalized their social media stuff, and they're doing great guns now. And I've been stacking precious metals since 2010. I've been stacking crypto since 2013. I am not a gajillionaire. We all make our mistakes. And I stack knowledge, I stack skills, I stack a whole bunch of things. That's why you're watching Good Morning Stackers. Let's do some shout outs, people. Looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to you, Knackers O'Reilly, Pete Repeat, GMS, Tony Peterson, Chat Mum is back. What's going on with this light today? I just need to be a little bit lighter, people. Morning, Joe. Morning, Jason. Good to see you. Silver Fox, good morning, Stackers. Great to see you. Good morning, chat fam, says Tony Peterson. Knackers O'Reilly says, might sit and wait for a little drop in silver. I don't suggest sitting and waiting because you never know. We could just have this, big fake out. Yeah. Synchronized slurp. You've been waiting for it. Isn't that great to see? Excellent. Get your comments in right now and I'll read more of those out. If you have a chart request as well, if you want me to take a look at something specific, let me know now. And if we have time, within the sort of rough 1 hour window of the show, I try to go no longer than that. Then if we have time, then I'll get your chart request in too. Ethereum is just treading water at the moment. Ooh, fair enough. Let's take a look at Ethereum. We're going to do that. Then we'll go back and do the gold price as well. But we're going to take a look at Ethereum today. Is $15,000 Ethereum a reasonable price target for the end of the next bull run, which is coming somewhere between now and roughly October, November, anywhere between then, October, November of next year. Let's take a look at the chart. We just did silver. We'll take a look at gold in a second, but I just want to touch upon one of the topics of the day, and that is Ethereum. I know many of you don't like crypto, and that's okay, but we stack bunch of different things here. We stack there's the silver, gold, satoshis, we stack skills, we stack communities, we stack friendships, we stack talents. Here we go. That's Ethereum in Australian dollars. Here is Ethereum in US dollars, 3,390 US dollars as of right now. Let's do a quick bit of historical analysis. We'll go take the monthly time frame using the tradingview.com website. This is the monthly time frame. Each candle is 1 month. And of course, hindsight is 2020 and all that. Imagine seeing the value of Ethereum back in 2016, 2017, 2018, even in 2018, 2017, when it was down at like $8, $9, $10, and everyone was talking, and I was listening. This is the thing. I was watching people who were talking about the magic of Ethereum, smart contracts, what it's going to do for the crypto world and all that. And I didn't get in Ethereum at like $10. I started getting in a little bit later when I was trading, buying ICOs and all that kind of stuff. Then you get your Ethereum, then you use your Ethereum for other things because it was like cheap. This is the mentality we all have. We go, Ethereum, I can waste 0.2 Ethereum for a transaction. Pff, no problem. That's fine because it's only like $20. Who cares? And then you did the same with Bitcoin, right? And then 0.2 of an Ethereum now is worth, well, a hell of a lot more, right? So we had the pump in 2018. That was to, where are we? $1,500 it was. Then we had the second cycle pump right here, or the third cycle technically, to nearly $5,000 per Ethereum. And then we've had that move, definitely the low of around about 900. That was in June of 2022. And since we had that move back up to, gee, what do you know, this key Fibonacci level from this old high and this old low, and that is at the 3,730, 3,740 mark. Just in the last month, we have cracked above. And look at this, I'll show you on the weekly time frame. There was a sort of a symmetrical triangle pattern happening here. Breakout. We haven't even had a retest of that. You don't always get a retest, but just watch out for that. We are screaming up on the relative strength index on the weekly time frame, and on the monthly time frame, we are not even back in extremely overvalued yet. So it has a lot of room to move. Okay. I don't think it's just sitting on the sidelines at the moment. I think the pump is now in full swing. Okay. Yes, look, in the next month or two, you could have a retrace back down to this line. So yeah, you could retrace to 2,800 US dollars, something like that. You wouldn't want to see it close any lower than this Fibonacci line right here at 2,340 US dollars. That's a big line in the sand. So we'll just go like that. Here we go. Bump, bump. And we'll just talk about the potential $15,000 target as well. Big line in sand at 23.40. Okay, definitely don't want to see it lower than there. Not good. Cool, 23.40. You closed back down below there. Yeah, not so much. For Ethereum, I don't think it's getting there personally. I think if everything else is going up, I think Ethereum is one of the majors, so it's going to continue up with some up and downs along the way. No shit, Sherlock. Really, Joe? So let's talk about higher prices. Why do I think 15,000 is reasonable? It's at the top end of reasonable, but it is reasonable. Okay, if we have the target, the time target of around about the end of this quarter, the final quarter of next year. So October, November-ish, that kind of time frame. That's around about here. Now I'm going to be generous. That's the 1st of November. So that's a vertical timeline. This indicates the end of next year, where a lot of people believe that if the cycle plays out the same way that it normally does, then crypto will peak around about that November, December, October time of the year after the halving. We've had the halving this year, so that would signal around about there. What do you notice? You notice this trend line right here, very clear trend line. And what do you also notice? A key Fibonacci level. So let me show you. Right here, right about there is the reasonable, top end of reasonable, but I would say a reasonable target. So that's why I think $15,000 is a reasonable target. It's at the top end, but look at this. There's nothing to say. And look at the move. We're not even in extremely overvalued yet on Ethereum, and I think we will be at some point. It looks like it's ticking over. I don't think this ticks over unless all this crypto thing right now is a flash in the pan for the next 1 or 2 months. There could be a case to be made that until Trump is inaugurated on January the 20th next year, this could all be the buying on the rumor, and then, hey, that could be the sell on the news. You never know. I don't think so, but, some people are making that case. But if it does continue, look at this. You've got so much room to move. And the top end of this, you would call this the mother of all trend lines for Ethereum. So that coincides around about here. And what's that? That's the 11.089 Fibonacci from this old high and this old low. That's at 15,560 US dollars. I'm going to pop that in. That is the reason why I think $15,000 for Ethereum is top end of reasonable likelihood. Does that make sense? Good. Likelihood? Likelihood? That's not even likelihood. Whatever, man. I don't care if that's not even spelled correctly. Top end of reasonable likelihood at 15,000 US dollars. And the thing is, that's not that huge of a pump. 15,000 right there. Okay, gotcha. That's not even a huge pump from here in terms of its percentage gain, because we're already at, 3,400 US dollars. So from here to there, that is approximately, that's a 350% move. That's not a lot. Actually, a 300% move, 350% move between now and then, really not that much. Some people are calling maybe a 7,000, a 10,000. That's probably, it could pump right there, but this is definitely reasonable around about here. It all seems to coalesce around that kind of thing. And, if you believe we live in a simulation, the most entertaining outcome is usually the most likely. And so that would be the entertaining outcome, that we come to smack right back up against this mother of all trend lines right here. It smacks up against the sort of usual cycle time frame, and it smacks up against this Fibonacci level as well. $15,000 is a reasonable target for Ethereum. Will it get there? Post a comment below. Let me know your thoughts. That's Ethereum. Let's take a look at gold, because we do stack precious metals here at Good Morning Stackers. You're all gold stackers and silver stackers. Some of you are crypto stackers as well. This is gold on the daily time frame, priced in USD 2,625 US dollars. It was, what was I saying yesterday? I was more confident that this was a fake out. Okay, we did close back above the mother of all trend lines. I did say that was positive to see, but I was still leaning 80% that this would turn around and probably crack back below the mother of all trend lines, which it has certainly done. I did say to you to watch out for this level was the one that we needed to break and hold above 2,735 US dollars. Why? Because it's the 0.786 Fibonacci from that recent high and that recent low. I do find that to be the level where that's usually my final hurdle for new all-time highs at the 0.786, whatever that is for whatever asset. It's usually the one. Okay, and we did not see it even reached. If it was a failed move to hold it, break it or hold it, it was a failed move to hold the mother of all trend lines. Oftentimes from a failed move comes a fast move in the opposite direction. Okay, we're even back below. So let me get rid of that. So for the moment, on the relative strength index, I think we're still heading down. You would want to hold, and we're getting close. Okay, so you would want to hold, there we go, that $2,605 mark that we've had drawn in before. You'd want to hold it right there. Hold it right there. That's what you would want to see. You want to see that to be a very quick, oh no, the fake out was also a fake out, and then we do that. That's what you need to see very, very quickly, okay? I don't think that's going to happen. I will remain 80% sure that we break through here and we do something akin to this. Don't look at the time frames, but akin to that. Something like that is what I think is going to happen. Could be completely wrong, and I'd be happy to be wrong, because we'd be flying onwards and upwards, which is great. But at least down to the 2,500 to 2,450 area, and I'm still remaining probably 60% chance at this stage that we see the best buy zone hit, and that's anywhere down to 2,250 to 2,150, which would most likely butt up against this trend line right here. You'd find very big support at this trend line. I don't think you would pump any lower than that. It's a really big support line, okay? So just depends on the time. So look at the relative strength index again on the weekly. Incredibly oversold, extra incredibly oversold, and ticking down. Yep, so that to me says boop, 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 boop. That to me says boop, 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 at least down to there. 60% chance at this stage. The lower we go, the higher that percentage becomes. Obviously, if we start cracking below that 2450 level here, that almost becomes a certainty. I'd probably call it 80-90% from that point. So far, well, I was going to say so far so good, but so far so good in terms of my thoughts of where gold is going to go. Okay, but what would negate all this? Just faking me out here and just cracking right back up. Hey, that would be great to see. Wouldn't it? That is gold. Watch out for those levels. Platinum. Platinum is heading down 100% now. Now, I'll say 99% sure that platinum will see the top end of the best buy zone hit again. And that's probably coming within the next couple of weeks, unless we do fake out here. Well, you could, but it's only been what, a couple of weeks since we hit the bottom end here of this symmetrical triangle pattern here. We found support. It was a failed move, fast move to the downside. We are probably coming down to 900. Okay, at least there, the more times you test it, the more likely it is to be taken out. So I will show you my other levels here. If you are new to the Good Morning Stackers channel and you haven't seen my platinum stuff before, I've got to show you my quick little, there we go, 870 and 840. So this is the best buy zone. Anywhere between 900 to 750 is the best risk to reward for platinum. Could it go all the way down to 750? Absolutely. But should you be waiting for the absolute bottom? No. You have a couple of key areas along the way. 870 and 840 is where I think more likely they will find major support at. Something like that or something like that. I don't think we get anywhere. I don't think we go all the way down to here. Hey, could be wrong, but again, that's why I call it the best buy zone. Buying in here, best risk to reward in the future, because gold is going to, a lot higher than here over the next 10 years. Silver will be going higher because gold is too. And I feel like platinum will do the same thing. It is at historical lows versus platinum and silver at the moment, can certainly, versus gold and silver at the moment, can certainly go lower. But, where the big two precious metals goes, I think this will generally follow. So watch for 870 and 840, probably the major levels. Cool. But as of right now, yeah, we are going to the best buy zone to at least 900 US dollars. That's looking very, very likely. Cool, that is platinum. Do I need to do the gold to silver ratio? It's pretty high at the moment. I don't want to bore you with that at the moment. Yeah, okay, let's do some shout outs and then we'll do a chart request if we have time. When Joe says head and shoulders, I hear knees and toes. That's a very Aussie thing. Head and shoulders and knees and toes. Oh, no, actually, it might be an American thing too. My American song. Chris Phipps is in the house. Great to see you. Let's do some more shout outs and then give me a chart request. Do we have one, people? Let's see. GMS. While silver spot is close to 30, I'm still searching for any silver I could actually buy. Yeah, for under $32 an ounce. Yeah, of course, because you've got to pay the premium for the physical, of course. Now, speaking of premiums, pardon me, get your chart requests in right now, people. I want to see your chart requests if I do have any. Speaking of premiums, though, you know who has great premiums? Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, one of my amazing brand partners. If they're not part of your regular bullion dealer rotation, they need to be. They're consistently in the top 3 for premiums for your regular items. Now, they have a lot of awesome products that you can't get anywhere else, some more specialty, I wouldn't even call them specialty stuff, but just stuff you can't get anywhere else, like a lot of Scottsdale products and stuff like that. But you just got your cheap and cheerfuls, you've got your maples, you've got your regular generic rounds and all that, and the premiums are incredibly good. Okay, so let me just give you a quick little example. Number one, $52.10. This is in Australian dollars, by the way, people. $52.10. That's really good for a 1 ounce generic round. They're brand new. We're not talking buybacks, okay? We're talking brand new. All right, now, if you buy 20, you get them for even cheaper. And if you also buy 20, you get instant free shipping from Perth Bullion Exchange, because they're the only dealer in Australia that offers you free shipping when you buy over any amount. No other bullion dealer is willing, or they're too scared to do it. Right, Ricky from Perth Bullion Exchange started the business in May, came straight out of the guns with the free shipping thing, and it's doing the business very well. Okay, it really adds up to the bottom line. It adds up to, over time, if you're buying regularly from Perth Bullion Exchange, you're getting free shipping every time. That's a whole bunch of extra ounces that you've got in your pocket. So why wouldn't you take advantage of it? So do that, yeah, and then you get the extra discounts as well. It's just amazing. Cool. So that's them. And of course, if you like and you want unallocated gold programs as well, if you want to share this with your friends and family, if you want the convenience of buying gold on your phone, download the Wealthstack app. Okay, wealthstack.com. It is an unallocated gold program backed by real physical metal, one-to-one, all that good stuff that you would want from any other unallocated gold program. No storage fees, no transfer fees, spot plus 1% to buy $1 million of gold or $10 of gold. You can buy fractional gold, or a fraction of a gram of gold. You can just buy in tiny small amounts, which is good, every paycheck, $10 a day, whatever you want to do, and still spot plus 1%. It's not spot plus 20% to buy $10 of gold. No, you want to buy $10 of gold in physical, couldn't get it, number one, and the premiums would be ridiculously high. You can do it with the Wealthstack app, just buy in small amounts, whatever you can afford, okay? Spot plus 1% is a very, very good deal. Now, what's also coming, silver is coming too. That's coming soon. Platinum is going to be coming. The debit card will be coming, where you'll get a physical card or, on your phone, spend in your precious metals. It's just an amazing thing. All I would ask you to do, head over to wealthstack.com. Scroll down to the bottom left-hand side, click on the frequently asked questions page, read the frequently asked questions, okay? And also check out the app. So download it for iPhone or Android. This is what it looks like. That's David Ski, the CEO, who I did an interview with on the channel a couple of months ago. And this is what the app looks like right here on the App Store. Wealthstack, one word, the purple logo with the W. And that's the user interface, incredibly user-friendly. Just download it and check it out. If it's not for you, for the hardcore physical stacker, hey, that's cool. Send it to your normie friends who you've been trying to wake up about precious metals with. Maybe this is the gateway drug to get them into the physical stuff, okay? Get them to buy a little bit of gold and get their feet wet, okay? Get their feet wet, and then you can sting them later on with the whole, if you don't hold it, you don't own it, all that sort of stuff. But this is the Wealthstack app is a great gateway drug into the wonderful world of precious metals. Cool. Let's do some more shout outs, and then we'll do a chart request if we have time. Let's see. Neckers O'Reilly, seems like the crypto market is retracting at the moment. Yeah, it might be a push incoming for Christmas. Yep, you never know. Last week, someone was making fun of an old Peter Schiff tweet that said BTC would never break 100K. Well, he's still right. That's true. Yeah, I mean, I was saying it. Other people have been saying it. The psychological value of 100K is going to be a psychological value. I don't think it lasts long though. Okay, I think crypto is still in its. So a little bit of a blip along the way. Do you hold ETH, Joe? Yes, I do. Jason Ashworth says, whenever you say below, I think what? Whenever you say below, I think this song, this old high. Oh, this old high, this old low, this old man came rolling home. Yes, that's right. That's funny. Let's see. Buy Niels Hahn Dynasty, one of the osmium twins, 1/2. Buy silver, platinum, and crystallized osmium. I still want to know, what's this deal with osmium? You've got to send me an email. Send me an email, please. Neil to gmstackers@gmail.com. Do you want to talk about osmium, Neil, or what? Neil and Gerald at the same time? If you want to talk about osmium, I want to know about it. I don't just want to know about it in the comments. I want to talk to one of you. I'll get you on the show. Do an interview. It can be anonymous though. You can just point the camera away from yourself or use a voice coder or something like that. I want to know, what's this osmium thing all about? Please tell me. And if you, the viewer, if you have subscriber show and tell, if you want to send me a picture of your stack, if you want to send me something that you've seen in your local coin shop, or if you have a crypto that you really want me to check out, rather than waiting to jump on the live show, send me an email for your chart requests. I love emails. Send me emails, people. I'm so lonely. gmstackers@gmail.com. Tony Peterson says, My catto is not happy with me at the moment. Oh, what happened? Oh, you're at the vet. Oh, well, you know, yeah. Cats hold grudges, man. Dogs are like, what am I doing at the vet? Oh, I'm out. Cool, great day. Cats will like, they have a vendetta. You took me to the vet once for a claw, you know, a claw clipping, and they'll never speak to you again. Yes, this is correct. Perth Bullion Exchange are paying $1 over spot for any 1 ounce coal, 1 ounce coin sold back to them for this week. So that's this week's special from Perth Bullion Exchange. Ricky said, hey, why not do something different? Normally it's you know, you buy from them a special of the week, and it runs the whole week too, not just 24 hours like some other bullion dealers. But yeah, they've reversed it. So they're buying back the spot plus $1 for 1 ounce silver coins. Okay, not silver rounds, silver coins. So your Eagles, your Maples, any government issued fiat currency face value coin. And also, you know, your Perth Mint rectangular dragons, for example, because they are technically a coin, right? So anything technically a coin in 1 ounce in silver, spot plus $1. Let's see. Chart request. Fantastic. We have a chart request. That's a good move on Perth Bullion Exchange's part. I do agree. Fantastic. Chart request. Here we go. Chart request time. We have had a request for LNAS. I don't even know what that is, what it does. Is it a stock? Is it a crypto? No idea. David Smith, thanks for posting that. We'll take a look at that right now. Let's find out. And David, you can tell me more about the fundamentals of what LNAS is, please. I'm going to look for it right now. Let me go back to this thing. LNAS. Cool. I'm going to have to put this on all because I don't even know what sector it's in. LNAS. Can you please tell me? Is it global LNAS ETF units? I'm going to assume that that's the case. All right. Let's go like that. We're going to add this. This is on the ASX, meaning the Australian Stock Exchange. Can you just confirm for me this is the one that you are talking about? I think it is because it's the only one that came up. Interesting. All right, let me just quickly go back. David, can you tell me? And I'll check your things. Yeah, okay. Let me know in the comments and I'll watch the comments, David, if this is the one you're talking about. I think it must be. So let's look at LNAS. No idea what it is, no idea what it does. I'm looking at it purely from a technical analysis perspective. I love doing this. First live looks. Cool. This thing opened on this particular exchange, on the Australian Stock Exchange, July of 2020 at $9.40 Australian, roughly. It pumped double. It was 100% to around about 18 Australian dollars. And then, in December, $4 Australian. Since then, another pump up to $13. That's a great move. And then another move to $7.30. And here we are at around about $10.60 Australian. Cool, cool. What we'll do is do some quick trendline analysis, some Fibonacci, look at the relative strength index, and I'll give you my non-financial advice opinion. A couple of clear horizontal lines of support and resistance we need to watch out for. That's a very clear line in the sand. So let's do that. Actually, I won't do that first because I like to see whether the Fibonacci lines up. So let's do that first. Popping the Fibonacci from the high of $17.95 Australian cents and the low here. Gee, what do you know? So there's the low of $4.10 roughly. Do we see any levels of confluence in with the Fibonacci from the major high and the major low? Gee, what do you know? Yes, we do. Right here, resistance level at the 0.786 at the $15 level. Yes, so instantly, that is my final hurdle for new all-time highs. Okay, $15, final hurdle, new all-time highs. Okay. So if you want to see new all-time highs to be basically guaranteed to be made, I shouldn't say guaranteed because double tops are a thing. You've always got to watch for a double top, but this would be the surest sign that a new all-time high would be coming, okay? Once you crack above and hold above. So again, what do we talk about? This is the monthly time frame, right? Each candle is 1 month. You can have spikes. Spikes mean shit. That's my, I've got so many quotes and sayings now. Spikes mean shit. They mean nothing, okay? You don't look at spikes, you look at closes. Cool? So when we start closing, so what am I talking about versus a spike versus a close? That is the spike, that is the close. The solid red here, or the solid bit is the close, that's a spike. All this said is, oh, we're going over, and the sellers went, yeah, no, you don't. And gee, where did we close at? The Fibonacci level of right here at the $11 something at that 0.5 level. Spikes mean shit. So what you would want to see in order to be confident that this LNAS, whatever it does, would be seeing new all-time highs, you've got to close above 15 Australian dollars, close months above it. Cool? And that would set it up for higher prices. We'll take a look at that in just a second. And gee, what do you know? Right here, we found resistance on the monthly time frame at that 0.5 level. That's at $11. Excuse me. Let me move that out a little bit further. Sorry. I'll move that out so you can see that a bit better. Cool. There you go. $11 right there is a clear line in the sand, and that's where I would be getting excited. Cool. So that's my getting excited line right here. We're not there yet. Okay. $11. $11 getting excited for LNAS. Now, this is just me. You might have been really excited for this when we're down here. You may have seen the opportunity of a lifetime down here at $4. And if you did, fantastic. You did a great job. The getting interested line, we've already moved above, and that's right here. You'd be very interested if you were to close above this level of that $9.40 level, which we've already seen happen. Okay, so, but I'll pop it in there anyway. $9.40, getting interested. So we're already over it. So, hey, it's getting interested, right? So I'm already interested in this. I don't know what it is, doesn't know what it does. From a personal, technical perspective though, already interested in this. I'll keep it on my radar and see what happens. Cool. I won't be getting excited about it. And I personally would not be getting into this, because I don't have any already. I'd be waiting personally for a confirmation of closing months. Again, spikes mean shit. Closing months above $11 Australian. Okay, that's when I'd start to think higher prices could be coming. And so, for example, if you were already in this, or if you were thinking about getting in, let me just show you. We do this every time. Where's my little, there we go. There's my percentage chart. If, for example, you went, I'm gonna do the Joe play and not get in until after the getting excited line. Let's say you got in here and then you wanted to play it until the final hurdle. Well, it's a 30% move. That's not bad. 30% on, however much you put in. That's great, and that's decent. Why would you say no to 30%? Of course not. Okay. Now you have to think there are opportunity costs against other things. Maybe there's other things you would like to be in which would gain you more in the same amount of time. Okay. Or maybe you want to be really extra cautious, and you don't want to wait until, you want to wait until the final hurdle, because then you'd be more confident that, you've got to watch out for double tops, but you'd be more confident that higher prices, new all-time highs, will be coming. Sure, let's talk about that. So let's talk about the potential higher prices in LNAS if it ever gets there. Got to clear above that $15 mark for me personally. And this is, it's a stock, obviously, so it's not a crypto because it's on the ASX, so it's a stock. They tend to follow the technical analysis a little bit better than others. So I would say definitely between the 1.618 and the 2.618 is the major profit taking area. Cool. Always keep a bag, because you never know, it could absolutely sail above that. Okay, but that's the area in which you would be looking at between 26 Australian and $40 Australian. Cool. Major profit taking. So, for example, let's say you waited, you were really cautious, and you decide to wait until the final hurdle, right? And then you took your profits around about, you started to take profits around about your 1.618 at your $26.50, $27 level. That's a 75% gain. I am not saying it's going to do this, by the way. I have no idea what this thing is and what it does, right? So you've got to look at the fundamentals. No idea what it does. And I'll find out in just a second. But from a technical, you get to there, 75% move. That's great. Take some money off the table. Hold a bag. You get to the top end here. That's a 170% move, okay, from waiting for the final hurdle. Hey, what happens if you decide, actually, though, I'm getting into the getting excited line, right? That's a 270% move. And to here, that's a 130% move. What do we always say? Hey, if you decided to get into the getting excited line and then it pumps over the final hurdle, then you get into all-time high territory, you get to the 100% mark, sell half of your investment when you've doubled your money because you have recouped your initial investment, then you're free riding the rest. It's all gravy, baby. Why would you not? And always keep a bag. Even if you're taking major profits up here at 260% move, okay, you keep a bag just in case it goes hog wild for years and years and years to come. All right, keep 20% in the bag, something like that. So that is LNAS, my humble non-financial advice opinion. What would negate all of this? Closing back below here, that would not be good for this particular thing. Whatever it is, whatever it does. Where's my brush tool? You start closing back below here. Yeah, not good. Cool. But on the relative strength index, let's take a look at that. That's the last thing I look at, excuse me. Relative strength index on that's the monthly time frame. We have that hurdle to get over. Right here, can you see it? Gee, resistance and support lines work on the relative strength index as well. So that's right there. You need to creep above here in order to say we're, going to be seeing some higher prices. All right, so I would remain cautious on this thing right now. Whatever it is, whatever it does, remain cautious now. We're not above the getting excited line. By the way, many people do believe that a stock market downturn is coming. I'm of that opinion as well. So it really depends on what this is. Is this in the precious metals sector? Is it in the mining sector? Then I would say, okay, gold going up, mining stocks will probably go up with it. But is this in some other sector, which may not fare well in a large drawdown in the stock market in general? Then that's why I would be really watching out for this area here. We're not over there just yet. So remain cautious. Remain cautious because we are not above this area on the relative strength index on the monthly time frame as well. On the weekly, you've similar thing. Trending up, you've got a hurdle. On the daily time frame, trending up, you've been extremely undervalued on the daily, okay? But we're getting towards that top end. So yeah, for me, you've really got to watch that $11 mark right there. You need to close months above that. That would be the good signal. Get it? Got it? Good. That's LNAS. And now you're about to tell me what it is. So we can talk about the fundamentals and then a few more comments and we'll get out of here. Let's see. Chart request. Mining. David Smith says, it's ultra. Oh, okay. So it's ultra long NASDAQ 100 ETF. Is that what you're saying the LNAS is? Oh, so NAS, so long NAS. LNAS is long NAS. Oh, really? So if we're talking fundamentals for a second, if that's ultra long NASDAQ 100 ETF, let's go back to that for a second. We have a record number of people watching. Hit the big red subscribe button to join the GMS family. If you're just joining us, I'm Joe Main. I've worked in the precious metals industry for a long time. I stack precious metals, I stack crypto, I stack skills, I stack talents, I stack a whole bunch of things. This is the place to be if you're a stacker of some kind, whatever that is. I do daily live technical analysis of gold, silver. I might take a look at a crypto as well, and I take chart requests too. And then we do a topic of the day. Sometimes it's news-based, sometimes it's price-based, whatever. And then we spend roughly an hour together, no more than an hour usually. Ultra long NASDAQ. Yeah, I'm going to go back to the chart for a second. If what you're saying is, if I understand what you're saying, and this is ultra long the NASDAQ, I would be very careful at the moment. So yes, you could have a melt up in the NASDAQ I would not be confident in the longer term, and I'm talking over the next number of years. I would not be confident. We'll talk possibly even the next 12 months. I would not be confident that this is going to sail through. All right. That's why this is the very key area here, and this is a very key area that you would need to break. Right there. Okay. Could you see a blow off top, a melt up in the next few months? Yeah, sure. Okay, the NASDAQ, but a large correction in the stock market is coming, okay? And LNAS is exposure range 200 to 275%. I would be very careful with that, okay? A stock market correction is coming. A NASDAQ correction is coming. And, I don't know when it's coming, but, there'll be a drawdown of probably 50% at some point. Could it be from now? No. Could it be when it's 50% higher than it is now? Absolutely. Okay. So I don't know which price you should be getting in and getting out at, but it is coming. Okay. So just watch out for that $11 Australian mark. That's the key one I'll be watching out for. 843 subscribers. That's 2 more during the run of this morning's show. So we've got live watchers and people are subscribing. That's what you want to see. Ladies and gentlemen, final comments, and then we will get out of here. Anything else that we want to talk about? Any questions, comments, or queries? I think, ladies and gentlemen, that's probably it, my funky people. Now, of course, what I want you to do, it's not just yet. What I do want you to do, please, is really, really, really follow me on X. Okay, what I've been doing is I've had a Twitter account, an X account since 2009. And it was under, just most of the time it's been under a pseudonym, under Joe in general. Now, it was actually really easy to dox me. You could have doxed me very easy, probably in like 5-10 minutes, even based on just my pseudonym name, because I had other things out there with that name and I had my real name attached to it. But out of interest, in the last couple of weeks, I've been transitioning. I'm transitioning, people. I'm transitioning from a faceless account to personal. My real photo is up. Well, you can match it to me. My real name is up, Joe Main. My handle, Joe in general, which it is right now, that's going to change eventually. But if you want to follow me on here, I have 2,611 followers. I only had 2,450 followers about 2 weeks ago. So going personal has been a really good idea. Here's a good idea for you too. It's a great branding tool. Go personal on X. It really seems to be the way it's going. I go live here on X and live on YouTube, of course. And I'm branding it as the host of Good Morning Stackers, and I talk about precious metals, I talk about crypto. I'm on here 24/7, unless the small amount of hours that I sleep, I'm pretty much on here a lot. And I'm also a little politically spicy as well. So if you enjoy that, following me on X is definitely a good idea. So yeah, that's that, and that's that, and we're going to get out of here, people, because ladies and gentlemen, this has been
Oh yeah, we're feeling fine.
Good morning, Stack.
It's podcast time.
Grab it.
Grab a tasty beverage. Let's get in the groove.
Let's do the
Synchronized
Slurp. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Slurp it, baby.
Oh yeah, we're feeling fine.
Ooh-wee, great day for it. Stay safe, stay informed, keep stacking whatever that is, and I will see you tomorrow morning. Have a good one.